it's been brought to my attention that the number of people in our WhatsApp group, in our Tehillim Insights WhatsApp group, is around the same number of the reported hostages in Gaza. Perhaps we should take that as a sign. If each one of us, when we're saying our Tehillim, was to say it with the intention, with the kavanah, that in the merit of this Tehillim that I'm saying, one hostage should get back home with good physical, emotional and mental health. And each one of us thinks of one particular hostage, or perhaps not even a particular one, just the concept of one person. I'm focusing that one person should get home. That will help us have better intent, and our prayers will be more meaningful. And of course, Hashem can do anything. So while it may look extremely difficult, we may be wondering, how could that possibly happen? Hashem is in charge of the world. Continuing on from what we were saying yesterday, we were talking about the end of the verse which says, Mechetz Ya'uf Yomam. We're asking Hashem to protect us from an arrow that's flying in the day. And we explained that the arrow often refers to Lashon Hara, bad speech about somebody. Because Lashon Hara, whereas if you wanted to hurt somebody, you'd have to be in front of them, or at least in ancient battle that was true. When it comes to Lashon Hara, you can hurt somebody from miles and miles away. You can be on the other end of the world. You say something, it travels and it causes them harm. But there is another comparison. There's another aspect of arrows that's also connected to Lashon Hara. And that is an arrow, once it is being let go, even though it hasn't caused the damage yet, there's nothing you can do to stop it. You can't pull it back. You've released it and it's out there, and you can try as hard as you want, you're unlikely to be able to stop the harm. And we know that's the case with Lashon Hara. A person will make a seemingly innocent remark, or perhaps not so innocent, or perhaps a remark that they know isn't nice, but they're not aware that it's actually going to cause any damage. And then suddenly they realize this is getting out of hand and they try and pull it back. It's too late. If you think about the amount of times that newspapers have written something and then they've been forced to make an apology. Nobody reads the apology. And even if they do, they say to themselves, oh, there's no smoke without fire. It must be there was some truth. The apology never corrects it. Once those words are out of our mouth, it's too late. So I think moving forward, this is something we all have to work on. We've had a year in Israel and around the world where people have been ripping each other apart with their mouth. It's caused a tremendous amount of disunity and a tremendous amount of harm. If we're going to come out of this better people, we need to really, really consider this. Really consider how once the words have left my mouth, there's nothing I can do. And therefore, give a lot of thought before we say anything, before we open our mouth. I remember there was somebody used to take me to school when I was a kid, and he had a little sign at the front of the car. It said, engage brain before opening mouth. That's the message for today.